I repeat this question once again. The question was, oxygen and hydrogen are at the same temperature T. Find the ratio of mean kinetic energy of oxygen molecules to that of hydrogen molecules. So energy of a gas is given by 3 by 2 kT. It is directly proportional to temperature according to kinetic theory of gases. So since their temperatures are the same, the ratio of energies is 1. Okay, the ratio of their kinetic energies, that is also 1. Okay, next question, write down conceptual question. When does an actual gas behave as an ideal gas? When does an actual gas behave as an ideal gas? तो कब behave करती है actual gas, ideal gas की तरह? कब behave करती है? At low pressure and high temperature. Note it down. At low pressure and high temperature, a real gas behaves like an ideal gas. Actual gas behaves like an ideal gas. Next question is, a vapor can be liquefied by pressure while a gas cannot. Write down, a vapor can be liquefied by pressure while a gas cannot. Specify the condition under which this can happen. Specify the condition under which this can happen. So the thing is, a vapor can be liquefied by pressure below critical temperature. So the condition is critical temperature के below होना चाहिए. Temperature must be low. Above high temperature, above critical temperature, the vapor cannot be liquefied. So gas or vapor cannot be liquefied above critical temperature. The condition is the temperature must be below the critical temperature. That is the reason. Next, write down a PV plot. PV plot means PV diagram, indicator diagram. Write down a PV plot of a thermodynamical process. Write down a PV plot of a thermodynamical process of an ideal gas is shown. PV diagram is shown. Volume here, pressure here. The corresponding values are and the units are given Newton per meter square of pressure, standard unit, and meters cube of volume. So these are already given to you. Okay, if internal energy corresponding to A, UA is 10 joule, UB is 30 joule. This is also given, and heat given to system in the process B to C is 150 joules. Heat given in the process B to C is 150 joules. Okay. Then find, we have to find two things. First part is internal energy of system at state C. We have to find internal energy of the system at state C. Okay, UA, UB is given to you. UC you have to calculate. Alright, UC you have to calculate. Second part is heat given to system in process A to B. That also we have to find. This is the heat in process B to C. Second part is we have to find heat given in process A to B. So two things are to be found. Okay, two things are to be found. So let us first of all see when we go from step B to C. Will there be any work done? Anybody? If anyone can answer, tell me. When we go from B to C, Will work have to be done or not? Yes. Anyone? Yes, students, anyone raise hand if you know. You can see that when we are going from B to C, volume is constant. Work done is PdV, so no work will be done. In going from B to C, no work has to be done, right? So let us come to the first step. Work done is zero in going from B to C. So from first law of thermodynamics, the amount of energy supplied, heat energy supplied dQ, or you can also use Q for that, D रहने देते हैं, that is UBC plus work done. Okay, UBC. Let us write UBC as UC minus UB. Work done is 0 and QBC is already given 150 joules. UB is also given to us 30. So UC is 180. So this way we calculate UC. See whether this part is clear to you. So this the answer to the first part is 180 joule. Energy, internal energy corresponding to state C is 180 joule. Clear? If any doubt is there, you can raise hand. After this, we will try the second part again. We will use first law of thermodynamics, right? So try that yourself. We are to find what we are to find in the second part. We are supposed to find heat energy. In going from A to B, we are to find heat energy. So that again you will find using first law of thermodynamics. So let us do that. Should I rub this? Bataiye. Okay, let us come to the second part now. So apply first law of thermodynamics for A to B. So Q A to B is U A to B plus work done from A to B. Okay. Now let us first of all find the work done in going from A to B. You should note down that work done, how we can calculate work from indicator diagram. That's why I'm discussing this numerical problem before we are doing the exercise. Because in whenever we are having any PV diagram, then work done will be given by area under the graph. Work done will be given by area under the graph. So that means area of this rectangle. Let us name these points L and M. So area of rectangle LABM, that will give us work done in going from A to B, right? So let us find area of rectangle LABM. See this is 2 and this is 20. 2 into 20, 40 joule. So 40 joule we have calculated the work done. That is the amount of work done. So let us put in these values now. QAB we are supposed to find, and again UAB we can write final minus initial internal energy plus work done we have found already. WB is given 30, UA is given 10 plus 40. So how much is the answer? 30 plus 40, 70 minus 10, that is 60 joule. So this is the answer to the second part, 60 joule. So see that carefully. This way we can solve these types of numericals. So always remember how we can calculate work done in a PV diagram by calculating area under the graph. Suppose I tell you calculate the amount of meaningful work done in this case. When we are having a closed loop, then this area of this loop, area of this triangle ABC, that will give us meaningful work done. What do we mean by meaningful work done? Because you see in any thermodynamic process may be of two types, maybe compression, maybe expansion. Okay, always remember that in physics we will take this sign convention that work done during expansion, that is taken to be positive, and work done during compression of the gas will always be taken to be negative. तो इसको नोट करिए पहले आप that work done during expansion, that is always positive, or you can say this is work done by the system. This is work done by the system, that will always be taken positive. ओके क्योंकि एक्सपैंड गैस एक्सपैंड हो रही है, ये पिस्टन को आउटवर्ड मूव कर रही है, सो वर्क हैज बीन डन बाय द गैस, वर्क हैज बीन डन बाय द सिस्टम. So always remember, work done during expansion we will take to be positive, and work done during compression on the other hand, work done during compression on the other hand will be taken to be negative always, because this will be work done on the system. This will be work done on the system. We are talking about compression. So when the piston compresses the gas, we are talking about that situation. So work is being done on the system by the piston. So that is why this work done during compression or work done on the system we will take to be negative always. Okay, and if we solve area under AC, then area under this net work done, meaningful work done, will be area enclosed by this loop. So always remember, we are to do these types of questions in this way. Yes, we have a look. कोई doubt है तो आप पूछ सकते हो. And listen students, in your final exam, assertion reason type questions may also be there. Assertion and reason type questions will be there. You have to tell whether assertion and is correct and reasoning is incorrect, or whether first is incorrect, second is correct, both are correct or both are false. तो आपने accordingly उसको tick करना है, right? For example, I am going to discuss one question. Assertion based on this unit only. Total internal energy of oxygen gas at a given temperature is capital E. Of this energy, 3/5 of E is translational kinetic energy and 2/5 E is rotational kinetic energy. 3/5 is translational or linear, and they are saying 2/5 E is rotational kinetic energy. All right. This is assertion. The reason is potential energy of an ideal gas is 0. The reason is potential energy of an ideal gas is 0. Okay, so in this case, both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. You can see that A and R, they are not having any connection here. Second statement is reasoning, R. First statement is assertion. They are not having any connection in between, but they are correct in itself. वो अपने आप में दोनों statements true हैं, so our option will be option C. Option C will be our answer. Is that okay? Fine. Any doubt? And students, you can also tell me if you have any doubt in some derivation of heat and thermodynamics, like a day before Diwali or 2 days before Diwali. If you people missed that lecture, and I hope you must have seen those videos, if even then you are having any doubt in those derivations, I repeat, which derivations were there? Mayer's formula, we proved by 2 methods. We did 3 applications, mathematical applications of first law of thermodynamics, boiling process, melting process, and Mayer's formula. So Mayer's formula we had derived by 2 methods, by using first law of thermodynamics and by normal method. These are all derivations, and then we derived the equation of isothermal process, equation of adiabatic process, work done during isothermal process, work done during adiabatic process, then show that adiabatic curve is steeper than an isothermal curve. These are all articles, all derivations. So if you are having any doubt in these derivations, you can raise hand. I'll just make you revise those articles right now. So any doubt you are having, you can raise hand, students. The definitions of thermodynamic processes, isothermal process, adiabatic process and all. अगर उसमें भी कोई डाउट है तो आप पूछ सकते हो. One more definition was there. Let us cover that also. Cyclic process. We did different types of processes, thermodynamic processes. Four main types were there: isothermal, adiabatic, isobaric, isochoric. One more type is there, cyclic process. वो भी लिख लीजिए. What is a cyclic process? What is a cyclic process? Cyclic process, you can say this is a reversible process in which a system transfers from one state to another state after undergoing a sequence, returns back to the original state after undergoing a sequence of changes. After undergoing a transformation, when the system returns back to original state, then it is called a cyclic process, or reversible it can be. So write down the definition of cyclic process. It is a thermodynamic process, because we are doing thermodynamics, so in that context we are going to define it. So in a thermodynamic process, it is a thermodynamic process in which a system returns back. It is a thermodynamic process in which the system returns back to the original state. A system returns back to the original state after undergoing a sequence of transformations. After undergoing a sequence of transformations. Undergoing a sequence of transformations. All right. So this is a cyclic process. There was a Carnot's heat engine. It was cyclic. It was reversible, but it has been deleted from the syllabus, so we won't be discussing that main example of cyclic process in this chapter. All right. So I was asking you about the doubts. If you are having in any derivation, you can come up with that. No doubts at all? Okay, then let us do another extra question. Yes, a metallic ball has a radius, write down. A metallic ball has a radius of 9 centimeter at 0 degrees Celsius. Radius of 9 centimeter at 0 degrees Celsius. Calculate the change in its volume. Calculate the change in its volume when it is heated at 90 degrees Celsius. When it is heated at 90 degrees Celsius, given the coefficient of linear expansion of metal of the ball. The coefficient of linear expansion of metal of the ball is 1.2 into 10 raised to power minus 5 Kelvin inverse. Alpha is given. So this is very surprising that they are asking change in volume of the ball, but alpha is given to us, not gamma. Gamma is not given, which is the coefficient of cubical expansion, which is the coefficient of volumic expansion. That is not given to us. To my surprise, this is alpha given. So any idea how can we deal with this change in volume in this case? What you will do with alpha? Yes, students, any idea? This is a question based on common sense only. Who will tell me? Raise hand. Yes, बच्चे बताइए क्या करेंगे इसमें? No one. इसमें आप गामा कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे? वॉल्यूम एक्सपेंशन के लिए यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट गामा. So gamma is equal to 3 alpha. You know this relation already. So you will be using that relation here. So first you will calculate gamma by using 3 alpha. Then what is gamma? Change in volume over original volume per unit change in temperature. Change in temperature is 90 degrees Celsius. Okay. And delta V you have to find. Now how to find volume? Radius is given of the ball. Spherical ball ka radius given hai. So you can find its volume by using 4 over 3 pi r cube. So do that. Do the calculation and tell me the answer. Yes. Hurry up. 90 degrees Celsius, you will say that why we are using this temperature in Celsius only, whereas alpha is given in Kelvin inverse. Because difference in temperature we will be taking. So difference may be in degree Celsius, maybe in Kelvin also, that difference will remain the same. So we need not convert this Celsius into Kelvin. Difference तो उतना ही आएगा, ठीक है? तो चलिए solve करिए यहाँ से. Delta V will be gamma V delta T. Gamma is 3 alpha and volume is 4 over 3 pi r cube into change in temperature. So by putting in all these values and solving, after that you will get the answer 9.88 centimeter cube. Note down this answer. 9.88 centimeter cube, that will be the answer. Note it down. करिए नोट बच्चे इसको. Have a look at this question. If it is not clear, you can tell me. All right, answer is 9.88 centimeter cube. Let's do the next question now. Next question is 1 mole of an ideal monoatomic gas. 1 mole of an ideal monoatomic gas is mixed with 1 mole of diatomic gas. It is mixed with 1 mole of diatomic gas. Okay, they are mixed together. Where gamma क्या होगा इनका, वो आपको पता है प्रिंसिपल स्पेसिफिक हीट्स की रेशियो है, ठीक है? कैलकुलेट गामा फॉर दिस मिक्सचर. Calculate gamma for this mixture. So how to solve gamma for a mixture? We have individually calculated gamma for monatomic gas, for diatomic gas, like that. But if there is a mixture of gases given, then what is the formula? Note down. CV. CV is given by N1 CV1 plus N2 CV2 over N1 plus N2. Same way Cp is also given as N1 Cp1 plus N2 Cp2 over N1 plus N2. So gamma is the ratio. Gamma is their ratio basically. So we can apply that formula. First of all, who will tell me what is gamma for monatomic gas? We calculated each and every gamma for different gases. Raise hand, who will tell me gamma for monatomic gas? हाँ जी बताइए. बच्चे कोई आंसर नहीं दे रहे हो आप लोग. गामा बताइए मोनोटॉमिक गैस के लिए और डायटोमिक गैस के लिए. यस, हु विल टेल मी गामा फॉर मोनोटॉमिक गैस एंड डायटोमिक गैस? बताइए कौन बताएगा? फर्स्ट जो हमने गामा कैलकुलेट किया था, गामा का इनडायरेक्ट फॉर्मूला आल्सो आई टोल्ड यू, गामा इज 1 plus 2 over f. Do you remember? Gamma is 1 plus 2 upon f. तो monatomic gas का था 5/3 because degrees of freedom were 3, and for diatomic gas degrees of freedom were 5, so gamma was 5/7/5. ठीक है, तो ये नोट कर लीजिए पहले. तो for monatomic gas gamma is 5/3 and for diatomic gas gamma is 7/5. 7/5. So same way you can calculate gamma also by using this formula, because individual Cp, Cv are not given to us. Number of moles is 1. Okay, so that is 5 by 3 plus 7 by 5 over 2. Solve this. ठीक है, इसको सॉल्व कर लो आप. आप जब इसको डिवाइड करोगे तो ये क्या बनेगा, गामा क्या बनेगा, Cp by Cv. Gamma will be actually NCP1 plus NCP2 over N1 CV1 plus N2 CV2. And we know Cp Cv also for these gases. ठीक है, इसका Cv कितना था, 3R था. ठीक है, और Cp कितना था, प्लस कर दिया था उसमें हमने. तो आप बेटर है कि उसको यूज करिए. टेल मी नाउ, आफ्टर दैट यू सॉल्व इट एंड टेल मी द आंसर. फॉर मोनोटॉमिक गैस CV1 फॉर एग्जांपल कितना था, योर CV1 वाज d by dt of 3 by 2 RT. It was 3 by 2 R. Cv for monatomic gas was 3 by 2 R and Cp was 5 by 2 R. Better आप इससे यूज कीजिए क्योंकि when you will divide the ratio won't be N1 gamma 1 plus N2 gamma 2 over N1 plus N2. It will be this one. Okay, same way let us calculate Cv2. That is for diatomic gas. That was 5 by 2 R and Cp2 that was 7 by 2 R. Yes. Now you put in the values. So number of moles is 1. Cp1 is 5 by 2 R. Cp2 is 7 by 2 R. This is 3 by 2 R plus 5 by 2 R. Yes, now you solve. This is the right track. Now you can solve this and tell me what is the answer. So it will be 12 by 8. Yes, this is the right answer. 1.5. The ratio, the effective gamma for the mixture is 1.5. Note it down. So always remember how we will find gamma for the mixture. Here 2 gases were given. If more than 2 gases are given, even then you will follow this technique. Okay. So remember this and note down these 2 expressions for gamma of the mixture. Have a look at this and see. Very simple question. Now I expect answer from you people. I am speaking the statement, you tell me the answer. An ideal gas has molar specific heat capacity at constant volume equal to 3 by 2 R. So what is this? This is Cv given to you. They are asking find the molar specific heat capacity at constant pressure. Who will tell me the answer? Yes. So what is molar specific heat capacity at constant pressure? It is given at constant volume 3 by 2 R. Who will tell me? I expect at least this answer from you. Yes, batao. Who will tell now? Raise hand, students. Will be used here that Cp minus Cv equal to R. So Cp is Cv plus R, 3 by 2 R plus R, that is 5 by 2 R. So the answer is 5 upon 2 R. ये तो हमने इतना extensively use किया. This was a very small part of the question. ठीक है, ये तो बहुत ही small part था question का.